ska vi stifta närmare bekantskap med vår nya huvudtränare. Och då vill jag välkomna in Millen. Do you want to do this in English? Yeah, okay. På med babbelfiskarna. So, welcome to Öis-Gården. This you can get used to?
No, very nice. If they keep clapping, I'll be very happy.
Well, you have to make sure we keep clapping then.
Yes, my job is to get the players to perform on the pitch. That's the reason I've come to the club. I'm really excited to be here. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and hopefully over the days and the weeks that I'll get to meet you a little bit more one-to-one. Any questions, no problem. But today's been good because I've been able to get on the grass with the players, and that's really where I do my work.
So I hope you feel really welcome here at Öis-Gården.
So far so good, but we've not played any games yet. So.
2 hours in, perfect. And the first training, what's your feeling after this?
Like I expected, they was very enthusiastic, wanting to impress, very lively, which is good. So today was more really a session for yourselves, for the fans. So I said to the players to go out there and enjoy themselves, and then Mondays when the real work starts.
Mondays off, you know.
Not for us, not for the players. No, they've had enough time off now. So I know it's a red day, as we call it over here, on Monday. So we'll be working Monday. So, but they look in good shape. We're going to do some tests with them next week to see where they are, and then we can gauge what we do training-wise.
Right, and for those who don't know you beforehand, would you just like to talk us through your merits, so to speak, as a player?
I don't know how long have you got, but no, I was fortunate enough to have a long career as a player in England, and when I finished playing I went into coaching, and then I went into management. So I've been to a lot of clubs, and all good experiences in the Premier League, the Championship and League One. So I've worked at a lot of different levels, and the one thing that I have realised is that your standards of your work can be the same whether you're in the Premier League, in League One. The reason I come to Sweden was I first of all met Igor over a year ago, and I wanted a new challenge in my career, and Roy Hodgson actually, who's obviously very well known in Sweden for the success he had, recommended that I come over and he knew how I work and he thought it would be a good fit. So I enjoyed last year at Halmstad, and I was looking for the next challenge really, and when Igor rang me and I spoke to the board, I was really excited about their plans for the club. I mean, the club's in a really good situation financially, very stable. You look at the surroundings, the training ground, the stadium, it really excited me. So then it was more a case of me obviously explaining to them how I work, and it seemed to be a good fit. So, I mean, I like to work with players, I want to improve players, but I also know we need to win football matches. So things will change, hopefully for the better, at the training ground. We're going to work them hard. I think they'll enjoy it, and we hopefully win football matches. So it's more about the process of what we're going to do that will win games. So I'm not going to say we're going to do this and that, because that's just an outcome of what you're going to do from day in to day out. But my experience tells me what works and what doesn't work. And so hopefully more of the stuff we do works, and we can produce a team that we're all proud of.
That sounds Fantastic. And what would your contribution be in this whole process then?
Well, my contribution at the moment is really to be the main voice. It's me that has to set the standards of what we do. So they'll probably get sick of my voice after a few weeks, but the more they understand what I want from them, the more the ownership will become theirs. And in an ideal world, you want the players to have that ownership, but they need to understand what I expect from them. So training will be a little bit different, the way we work, and as the weeks go by, then hopefully they'll see an improvement. So then I can sort of sit back a little bit more and watch them train.
And this is also the possibility for you to be head coach. Have you been longing for that possibility?
Yes, I've been head coach, manager, as we call it in England, before, and I enjoyed it. And then I was fortunate enough to become the assistant manager at Crystal Palace, which is my sort of local home team. So that was 4 years of great times really in the Premier League. But I always felt I wanted to go back into head coach because of all the experiences, all the people that I've worked with have put me in a good place now. So hopefully I can pass that on to the players. I want them to produce football that the fans enjoy watching. But I also know we're in it to win football matches, and that's what I will keep telling them every day.
So Crystal Palace is the club closest to your heart?
Yes, I grew up in that area, so for me to work there as a coach was a real privilege. But now, I've been here now for a few weeks, obviously speaking to the board, and I'm very proud and really excited to be leading this team.
The red and blue as well, aren't they?
Yeah, similar colours. Yeah, similar colours. So that's always good.
Did you know we had a head coach in the 1930s who was also became the head coach of Crystal Palace.
In the 1930s, that was before my time.
Are you sure?
Definitely before my time.
Can't you see we're coming full circle with all this Crystal Palace stuff? And what is your view on the squad?
It's well, I thought that we needed to bring some more younger players into the squad, and we've managed to do that. So the young players we brought in, I think, are really exciting to work with and develop. But it's also important that we get the balance of experience and youth. So I think we're almost there in that respect. Now it's my job now to quickly analyse what we've got. We still want to bring in 1 or 2 players we need to bring in because we lost 3 or 4 very good players from last season, which is normal for any club. So we need to bring in 1 or 2 more players to hopefully improve the squad. We don't need squad players, we need players that are going to compete. And I think the better players we bring in, the better the squad becomes, and hopefully the standard and the quality improves. So I'm excited to work with this lot now, and we've got a little bit of time. It's not like in England where pre-season is sort of 4 or 5 weeks. It's 3 months is a long pre-season, so we've got plenty of time.
And I was thinking about what was I thinking? And you and Miguel, new assistant coach, how will your relationship differ from the relationship between Basil and Manuel in Fort Towers?
Probably similar, actually. That's a good comparison. No, like my staff, obviously we're all new to each other, so we need to learn quickly how each other works. It's important that the staff are really close. I want the staff to be close with the players as a unit. So I think as days go by, we develop that. The good thing about the staff I've got is that they can do more than one role. Because when I joined here, I'm used to, certainly at Crystal Palace, we had 4 analysts, 4 physios, we had people doing everything. Now I want a lot of detail to the work we're doing, but I also understand that I'm not going to be able to have one staff member doing any particular job. So between us, I think we've got a good balance. Obviously, Son has got a fantastic experience here. So I think we can sort of tick most of the boxes between us.
There's a lot of talk about like formations and style of play. What kind of style of play do you prefer, and what kind of formation do you prefer? Or do you want to look at the squad first and see what kind of material you got beforehand, that decision?
No, I've looked at the squad obviously for the last 6 weeks when I knew I was going to come in, so I've got a good idea of what's here. I think it's important that we have an identity as a club, so that I have a certain way of playing that we will work on. Within that we can change things a little bit, but I think it's important that you give the players confidence that this is us, this is how we're going to play, and I think if we can do that well, then the players become stronger and more confident in their game. So I prefer a back four. I prefer us to play possession football, but with an end product. So I don't want us just passing for the sake of passing. I want us to pass to have an end product to hopefully score goals. And if we can do that and keep clean sheets, then we're going to win more than we lose.
There's a lot of, because Öis is known as lirarnas lag, it doesn't really translate that well into English, but we have a certain way of playing with a certain kind of flair and panache. but often not being very efficient.
Well,
Öis-plotter, they say it. Yeah. When you just pretty much pass the ball around.
Well, I want to play winning football. That for me is what I want to do. So.
We're not used to that for some time now, so really looking forward to that. And your thoughts on the pre-season with the games and also the cup group stage. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I said to the players this morning in the meeting that the mentality we have to have is everything we go into, we want to win. So if we're doing a five-a-side in training or a keep ball, I want to see them wanting to win that. And it'd be the same in pre-season. Yes, we're trying to develop what we're doing, and it's not about the results, but I also want us to think about when we play to win. So I want us to win games. I'd love to win games playing good football as well. That's your perfect scenario. The main thing for pre-season is that everyone's fit and available come the league. That's how I see it really. Yes, I want to do well in the cup games, because that's always a good little test, really, than our friendlies. But when the league starts, it'd be nice for me to have the whole squad fit and available, and then I've got a selection headache that who I pick. So we need to get them fit and understand what we're doing, and then hopefully as the games go by, we can get better and better. And
it's the certain type of Englishness that you will bring to the training, so in terms of condition and pace and that sort of aspects.
Well, I think purely the fact that I speak English is made it different for the players. I mean, they've got no problem with understanding me. They will get to know my voice, because I can be very demanding in what I want, but it's always for the right reasons. So they certainly hear my voice a lot on the grass, because they need to understand what I want. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with them next week.
The question I lost before was that there's been a talk about you having all these British connections in terms of players. I don't know if there's any truth to those rumours, but can we expect English or British players in the Öis-Gården later on?
Well, I mean, I have got a lot of connections in England, and the beauty of, if you like, the Swedish season is that because we play through the summer here, if in England a player maybe has missed out on football, that they might see coming to Sweden to play through the summer as a good option. So that's something that I'm aware of. I've spoken to people, but I want to look at the squad here first, and whoever I bring in, needs to improve what we've got. I wouldn't bring a player in from England just for the sake of bringing them in. So they need to be the right person that fits what we're looking for, the profile, whether they're English, Swedish or whatever. I don't really mind. It's just trying to get as good a player as possible to come here.
Great. And do you want to see the full squad at first before you set a name for the season, or can we talk about fighting for promotion this day, 4th of January?
Well, we can talk about winning football matches today, definitely. And I'll be talking about that every day and every week, because if we aim to win football matches, then you're going to be successful. But I'm not going to stand here and say we're going to win the league, we're going to be in the playoffs. We have got to just concentrate on producing a team that wants to win football matches. And if you do that, that process takes care of the outcome. You don't have to think too far ahead. You always go from game to game. And if we don't win one game, then we try and bounce back and win the next game. And if we get that mentality, and then we get the fans, I want to try and fill the stadium more. I showed the players this morning, like, pictures of the training ground in the stadium, and I said to them, like, you should feel privileged to be playing for this club, because I feel privileged to be the head coach. So we've got to produce football and hopefully get the supporters into that stadium to create a good atmosphere. So yes, no targets, just winning football matches.
Keith Millen. Tack så mycket Keith, och tack Samuel, och tack Polle. Och det var det. Titta på Felix, vi är nöjda.